Hi, I'm Attorney Bo Shimmers. Here are some critical questions that you need to ask when you're going into a divorce. The first one is, how long have you been married? The reason why that's an important question is there is a big difference between a long-term and a short-term marriage. There are no precise definitions in regards to what is a long or short-term marriage, but generally it's recognized that 6 years or so is a short-term marriage and 7, 8, 9 is a long-term marriage. The difference being, in a short-term marriage, you usually walk out with whatever you walked in with. In a long-term marriage, everything gets divided in half. So it's very important to know whether or not you have a short-term or long-term marriage. Question number 2 is, do you have any minor children with your spouse? Well, obviously, if you have children, it makes a world of difference in regards to the complexity of the case. Friend of the court needs to get involved. Custody, support, and visitation need to be established. All of that takes time and a lot of effort. And of course, emotions are very, very high in regards to your children. You obviously want the best outcome and the most time with your children, and of course you want to make sure support is correct. All of that takes time and complexity. Therefore, it's very important to know whether or not you have children with your spouse so that these things can be determined. If you have minor children with your spouse, the next question, of course, would be, are you renting or are you buying? Because if you're buying, obviously that means there's a mortgage, and also that there may or may not be any net equity in the house. And that's an important question to be able to answer. Obviously, if there's some net equity, it's a very good possibility that your spouse would get a portion of that net equity. And of course, right now with Michigan's economy, a lot of people don't have net equity in the house, and then some other questions need to be resolved in regards to how we are going to be able to take care of that. The next question that needs to be answered is, do either one of you have a pension, such as a 401k, TESPI, or other sort of pension benefits from your employment? The reason why that's important is that it's likely that your spouse is entitled to at least some portion of that pension. Pensions are governed by federal law. All the states have to comply with the federal law, and therefore it's absolutely critical that you get it right in regards to what the apportionment is of these pension benefits. Very important, because there's a lot of dollars at stake. And of course you want to get that right. You don't want to be penny wise and pound foolish when it comes to division of pension benefits. The final question that I ask is there a big disparity in income between the parties? Does one of the parties make a whole lot more than the other? The reason why that's important is there's a possibility of spousal support if one of the parties makes a whole lot more than the other one does. So I always ask, what do you do for a living? And how much do you earn doing what you do? I also ask, what does your spouse do? And how much does she earn doing what she does? Many people are under the misconception that Michigan doesn't have alimony or spousal support anymore. That is totally untrue. If there is a disparity in income and it's a long-term marriage, definitely spousal support is something that the judge will consider and something that we need to address to make sure that the dollars are right. Again, it could be significant amounts of money that we're talking about, and we want to make sure we get the best results for you. I have been doing divorces for over 25 years, getting excellent results for people just like yourself. Over the years, I've gotten to know all the judges downtown. Every single one of them has a different personality and a different way of handling a divorce case. It's my job to tailor your case to the judge that we have to try to get the best results that we can. So don't get on, get Shimmers.